Hello everyone, long time no see. Today I'd like to have a self-conducted Q&A session about my designer handbag collection. My first question is, when did you start your designer handbag collection? Well, it's in the summer of 2021. Usually during summer vacations, I would go abroad to experience foreign culture, but due to COVID, I haven't been abroad for a while, so I stay at home and watch a lot of YouTube channels on people's collections, and I started to go to pre-love websites, pre-love market on designer handbags websites, and started to browse through all those items that are listed in it, and gradually I pick up this taste or interest in buying pre-loved or vintage items. And the second question is, what was your first luxury designer handbag? Well, for me, it was Elma PM from Louis Vuitton, and also a model called Salaya PM. It's also from Louis Vuitton. I bought these two bags in the year 2008 when I first visited Paris. Okay, the third question is, would you say that you have completed your designer handbag collection? Well, yes. In my video that I made many months ago, I listed 7 things I have learned from my designer handbag collection. And for those 4th to the 7th points, it has a lot to do with how your collection actually reveals about you, about your subconsciousness or your conscious level. So I think it gives you a chance to examine what really you want by acquiring those handbags. What do you want these bags to say about you? What is it that you cannot embody, but with the help of these bags, you feel more connected? So if you're interested, you can take a look at that video in which I talk about the 7 things I have learned from my collection. And well, for me, I have found that from my collection, I feel that I have always been interested in the kind of cross-cultural items that embody this cross-cultural, transnational aspect of something. And the second thing is I love happy and carefree expressions. Usually colorful combinations in the handbags. And the third thing I notice about myself is I like the quality items, and they are made of very good quality, and craftsmanship is something I appreciated in those designer handbags. And the 4th quality that I value is that the kind of designer items is that their values can stand the test of time. Like after many years, they can still hold certain value in some people's opinion. So this is what I like about these specific items. And last but not least, I like vintage because it sort of bridges the old and the new. So if you can wear these old items and bring some current meanings to it, or it still makes sense for you in your current life, I think it is something very beautiful. So in other words, I found that I like items that say something to connect the old and the new, the West and the East, the European culture, American culture, and Asian culture. And I like carefree expressions of design. So that constitutes what I want to collect in my handbags. And the fourth question is, what are some of your favorite ones from your collection? Well, I have to say my favorite ones, I have listed 4 of them. The first one is the cerise, the small cerise bucket bag, which is this one. This is a vintage style. Actually, most of the items I have are no longer sold in the stores, no longer sold in a boutique. So this is the first item that is one of my favorite. And the second item is the Elma BB. My first handbag is an Elma PM, but unfortunately I sold that one because I think for that one the bottom part is like too wide for me, but this one the size is perfect and it still has the shape that I love in an Elma style. So I really love this one. And the third favorite one is this. It's a vernis Amarant, and the style is called Roxbury Drive. And I especially love the Amarant color because it is like a little bit of purple and black, and depending on the lighting. So I feel this is a very like luxurious kind of material. And of course I agree that it's very hard to maintain. You need to be very careful, but luckily this is a darker shade, so I think it's better maintained. So these are 3 of my favorite bags from my collection, and this is also something I use very regularly. And so and the fourth favorite one is this multicolor trivia bag, and this one is in blonde. Okay, the fifth question is, what are the most used vintage luxury items in your collection? I also have 4 items that I use very often. The first vintage item that I use very often is this crossbody bag from Celine. It's a vintage Celine. You can see that the material is sort of like water resistant, and it's probably like plastic, so like it's very durable. But this part is the leather and also the strap, and the inside, the interior is also made of leather. You can sort of see the pores and inside the lining of this leather part, and this is very like flat, so it's very easy to carry, and it's a decent size, which you can put a lot of things. The essentials can all fit in to this bag, and I like this items a lot, so I use it very often. Okay, and the second item that I often use is this cerise bucket bag. Because it is like deep enough, even though there is no zip on top, because it's deep enough so your items will not like fall out so easily. And besides, inside there is 1 zip pocket and also 1 pocket without the zipper. Okay, and there's this like D-ring in which you can attach your own pochette. Originally it comes with its own pochette, but the ones, because what I got is pre-loved, so I don't have that pochette that comes with this bag. Okay, that will lead to the next item that I often use, which is this one. This is supposed to be a pochette that comes with this specific model, the bucket bag, in a regular monogram print. But I bought it pre-loved since I don't have this with the cerise bucket. Oh, by the way, the cerise, what I love about this is look at the cherries. They are so adorable, and I like the stamps. That the green stamp is very fresh looking, and it's a collaboration between Japanese pop artist Takashi Murakami. And okay, and this item, when I bought it, is it's still a little bit pricey. It's under $200, but considering the quality inside, then it was a bit pricey for me. And I did follow some like tips, instructions online that teaches you how to use a kind of felt material to line the inside, so that I can make a lot of use out of this. So I often use this to carry keys, because I have very large like keys, so I usually throw the keys inside this pouch, or I would carry my like charger and other items as a catch-all in my bags. So this item is super useful in my opinion. I often use it. And the third items that I often use is this cerise, I think it's called clay pochette. Okay, the key pochette, key pouch, and the size is pretty decent. You can lock your keys here, but it's not how I use it, so I just like throw that in. And I often use this to carry my flash disk or like accessories, the small things that I need to bring with me, and I will leave it in my bag. So yeah, so it's very convenient to use. And of course you can put coins inside, but well, it's too cute, so I often do not put my coins inside. And another often used items is my purse, which I use every day. And this is a zippy coin purse. The one I had is a Christmas version from 2 years ago. I bought it in December of 2021. Yeah, actually all of the stuff I'm showing are purchased in the later half year of 2021. Okay, and this is a very good, very useful zippy coin purse because it's very compact, and it's very compact, but you can fit in a lot of stuff. You can put in like 4 cards. It also has like 2 extra cards for other, if you have extra cards, you can put that in, and you can put your money inside. So I really recommend this kind of zippy coin purse if you are looking for one. So these are the 5 most used items in my collection. And my 6th question is, what's the most beautiful bag in your opinion in your collection? Okay, since it is my collection, so I can only say it's very subjective. And I love all my bags, but I think the most beautiful design in it is the Takashi Murakami multicolor truthful bag in blonde. Okay, what I like about this bag is not only the cross-cultural collaboration, but also the pop art, how it has changed the original monogram print and give this like vibrant colors. And it really and also I like this studs that's decorating this bag, and I like the details about the suitcase like hardware in a corner of this bag. Yeah, the four corners of this bag. I think this is really delicate. And yes, of course, you can see the similar design in the current current popular model. I think it's called side trunk. I love side trunk because it has this like suitcase design in the corners as well. But the side trunk is very new and it's very expensive. So I'm glad that I get to like purchase this. It also has a front pocket, and what I like about this bag, this multicolor series, is that inside they all use this microfiber, which feels very luxurious to the touch. It's like very soft, and inside is the yellow. No, it's the red one. I don't know whether you can tell. And well, some people worry that it's very hard to maintain because they are afraid of the color transfer. Luckily, this one I also got it pre-loved. It doesn't come with that color transfer issue. So far so good, so I think I'm very lucky about it. But I do notice that for this multicolor blonde pieces, the white pieces, for the zipper is it has like darkened, maybe oxidized or something. It's not that well maintained as the noir, as the black ones. But still, for me, I love this design, and I often feel amazed at the color like combinations. It's so beautiful. Yeah, this is what I like about this collection. Those vibrant colors. That's so different to the original monogram print. Okay, and the seventh question is, have you ever wanted a Birkin, Kelly, or a Chanel classic flap? Well, many years ago, even before I started my so-called collection, I was indeed very attracted to the lifestyle, the image and the lifestyle of the Birkin. And I love Jane Birkin, and I saw from the interview what a person she is. She seems to be like very carefree, and she's a like activist for animals protection, and I do like her a lot. And at the time, I think I've got a very also famous brand from Mulberry. I think I got the base water, which to me I feel it carries the same vibe. But at the time, I did realize base water, because of its like all leather material, is so heavy. It's very heavy to carry. So then I realized, well, heavy bags are not for me. So yeah, even though I agree that the design looks very graceful, well, I personally prefer the Kelly style. I think it looks very graceful, but I don't think I'm going to purchase it. And how about Chanel? Well, many years ago, I did have a very similar like flat bag. I think is a sort of imitation. It's not a copy, but it looks very much like the classic flap. But then when I realized that, oh, it looks too similar to the classic flap, and which would a little bit embarrass me a little bit, so I just gave it away because I don't want to carry something like too similar, but it's not the Chanel real Chanel classic flap. But come to think of it, even though I like the quilted leather, because of the pricing is like too high, I don't think I would buy it. I appreciate it, but I don't need to buy it. Okay, and so the 8th question is, what's the most annoying thing in the process of collecting your bags? Well, the most annoying things involves, well, when I purchase a bag, sometimes when I got it, I would realize, okay, it's not really what I want. Okay, at first I thought I would like to acquire it, but after I acquired it, I realized that, I realized there are some things that I don't want to keep it in my collection, and that's why I would take it to the secondhand store, the pre-loved shops, to sell them. And what I don't like is that the pricing feels very insulting. And I remember I once had a like Louis Vuitton damier bag, and I think, yeah, it was a Speedy, and it was criticized because it's not monogram. Usually the monogram print will get you more money, but because it's damier, and they would criticize a lot, and they would say, oh, it does not do very well in their shops, blah blah blah, and they try to lower the price, so it really feels a little bit humiliating. So I don't like it. And one time I sold a used Bottega Veneta wallet, which I have been using for like maybe a few years. So it doesn't look a little very new or like very it has some like corner wear. And for actually, for your information, every leather items, especially if it is made of lambskin, it will have very obvious wear once you started using it. So it will not do good in the pre-loved market. And well, they offer me 500 NT dollars, which is about less than 20 US dollars for that long purse. Wow, I was blown away. Why? Well, when I bought this wallet, I treasure it, and I use it. I did use it, but the price they quote is like terrible, humiliating price. So what I don't like is in the whole process is the selling part. So of course you can say I can sell it on my own and I will get a better price, but of course I can do it, but it would take much longer time. Sometimes I do not have the patience to like maintain those sales. So I don't like the selling part. And so that leads to my second point about the process, is that I will lose a lot of money. So this is what I don't like about this whole collecting process. Yeah, because when I'm letting go something, I lose money. Okay, the 9th point is, do you have any personal rules when it comes to adding bags into your current collection? Well, now that I know I have completed my collection, But what if when I see something I want to buy? So what are the rules I tell myself? Okay. Rule number 1. Don't buy the same style of bags that you once sold. Okay. For example, I said I have sold 2 Speedy in different print. One in damier and the other in damier azul. And there was a time when I really want to buy a monogram one, and I strongly need to remind myself I sold the same bag in different print twice. So the style, there must have been something with the style that doesn't get along with me. So I shouldn't. Don't ever think about it, okay? So that's what I need to tell myself. Don't try to buy the bag that you have once sold. And my second rule is don't buy bags that are inconvenient to use, which include too heavy. And the second point is when the zipper or the opening is too small in proportion with the whole size of the bag. Say for example, Speedy is a little bit like that. And the other is when the straps are too thin. And the next one is the cheaper copies or substitute for what you really want. I think I have spent some like stupid money, or you can say the tuition. Sometimes when I truly want some bag, but I feel it's very expensive, so certain like blah 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 brand, they have very similar style, so maybe I should just buy that one. And in the end, those ones are the ones that I gradually lose. I lose interest very fast. So don't buy substitute or cheaper copies simply because they are cheaper. Okay, so these are some of my rules. Now that I have completed my collection, I need to tell myself these are the things I'm looking for when I buy a new one, if I want to add something. So the 10th question, this is the last question. What do you say to the idea of designer handbags as a collection? Well, for me, number 1, I have 3 points to say. Number 1, the act of collecting is a luxury itself. Because come to think of it, like for people who really need to use their money on more essential things in their daily life, if you are able to buy more than you need for your collection, it's a luxury in itself. And I need to be very grateful that there's a certain period of time I have some money to buy things I like. So yeah, the first is to be grateful about the process. And the second is this collecting process is very personal, very subjective journey, and that is also solitary because your collection only makes sense to you. When you feel that you would like to have this vibrant color, this expressive design to show who you are. You want this quality item, these valuable items to show who you are. This is all very personal and subjective. Okay, and I know that for someone who is able to purchase a Birkin bag or a Chanel bag, they want to be looked at someone who has good taste, someone who is elegant, who is rich enough to purchase something. The item make them feel special. But bear in mind that this is all very personal and subjective. And so, if other people do not understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing that, or they do not understand my taste, it's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. And the last point is that be the spirit of your collection, your ideal. You need to embody. You really need to embody that ideal you put in your collection. Okay, and so that your sense of happiness and fulfillment will come from within you, either with or without the bag. It will you will embody your the spirit you want to have from all those bags. Okay, so these are what I feel about the process and the journey of my bag collection. And I did enjoy the journey, but I also feel that now that I know this is what my collection means to me, I think this is the biggest takeaway that I have for the whole process. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I wonder why you are interested in designer handbag and what kind of spirit are you expecting you yourself to embody through your collection or purchases. If you are able to share this with us, it would be really welcome. Bye.